though the bright blue and silver sea slugs may look like fun.
These critters are washing ashore and they're so cute you may want to touch them, but don't.
Oh, I love your little ears, buddy. They're so...
Ever seen a beetle that looks like it stepped straight out of a prehistoric time? Ever seen a creature with a nose like this?
The natural world is full of wonders, but some creatures take unique to a whole new level. From animals that look like they belong in a sci-fi movie to others with abilities so bizarre they seem almost magical, evolution has a way of crafting beings that defy expectations. Some look like they were designed by a committee that couldn't agree on a final draft, while others possess talents so strange they make us question how nature even came up with them. Ever seen a goat that looks like it's permanently judging you? Or a lizard that rolls into a perfect little armored ball? How about an ant that uses its head as a literal door? These oddities, along with many others, showcase just how weird and wonderful life on Earth can be. Whether they're mysterious, hilarious, or downright unsettling, each of these creatures has a story that proves nature isn't just creative, it's got a serious sense of humor. So buckle up and get ready to meet some of the strangest inhabitants of our planet. Damascus goat. The Damascus goat is like nature's way of saying, let's get weird. This goat doesn't look like your average farm animal. It looks like someone tried to draw a goat from memory and got creative. Its face is long and narrow, with a big curved nose that makes it look like it's judging you. And those ears. They're huge and floppy, like they belong on a completely different animal. Its coat is a messy mix of caramel, white, and black, and it somehow always looks like it just rolled in glitter. But the best part? Its expressions. This goat doesn't just stand around chewing grass. It looks like it's posing for a drama class. Sometimes it seems to smirk. Other times it looks like it's deep in thought. And occasionally it just stares at you like you're the weird one. Farmers say these goats are super smart, but honestly, they probably just know how to look important. Oh, and of course, there are wild stories about them. Some people say their blood can heal sickness, while others think they guard hidden treasure. Sure, why not? It's bizarre. It's mysterious, and it's definitely hard to look away from. Whether you love it or think it's just plain odd, one thing's for sure. This goat knows how to steal the spotlight. Greater Argonaut. The Greater Argonaut is truly one of the ocean's most fascinating architects. Imagine being born with the ability to build your own home, not from wood or stone, but from paper. That's exactly what the female Greater Argonaut does. Using a specialized gland, she secretes a calcium-based material that hardens into a delicate, translucent shell. This isn't just any shell. It's a masterpiece of natural engineering. Lightweight, durable, and perfectly designed to float effortlessly in the open ocean. It's like she's crafting her own little glass castle, one that doubles as a protective nursery for her eggs. But this shell isn't just for show. It's a multitasking marvel. The female Argonaut can adjust the air trapped inside it, allowing her to rise or sink in the water column with the precision of a submarine. It's her personal flotation device, her fortress, and her baby carriage all in one. Meanwhile, she's out there hunting, using her tentacles to snag small crustaceans and other prey, all while maintaining her elegant drifting lifestyle. And let's not forget her stealth skills. If danger approaches, she can change color to blend into her surroundings, like an underwater chameleon. It's almost as if she's saying, "You can't see me," while casually floating by in her self-made, paper-thin palace. The Greater Argonaut is proof that nature doesn't need bricks and mortar to build something extraordinary. Sometimes all it takes is a little creativity and a lot of ingenuity. Great-eared nightjar. The great-eared nightjar is a creature that seems to have wandered straight out of a fantasy novel, sporting a look that could only be described as baby dragon chic. With its large tufted ears that could easily double as a costume accessory for an amateur Batman, this nocturnal bird has an appearance that is both bizarre and captivating. One might wonder if it's auditioning for a role in a mythical saga, or simply trying to confuse unsuspecting forest goers into believing they're witnessing a rare dragon sighting. Its plumage, a whimsical mix of browns and greys, allows it to blend seamlessly into the forest floor, making it the ultimate hide-and-seek champion. You might think you've spotted a pile of leaves, but lo and behold, it's just our feathered friend pretending to be part of the scenery. The nightjar's haunting calls are said to be jarring, perhaps a fitting soundtrack for its mysterious persona. Or just nature's way of keeping us on our toes. And let's not forget its peculiar nesting habits. Instead of opting for the safety of trees, it lays eggs directly on the ground. Because why not add a little thrill to motherhood? In the world of birds, the great-eared nightjar is undoubtedly one of the most delightfully strange inhabitants. Echidna. The echidna is nature's way of asking, what if we mixed a hedgehog, a platypus, and a porcupine, then threw in a dash of, what even is this? This spiky little enigma looks like it was assembled by a committee that couldn't agree on a blueprint. Covered in sharp spines that scream, back off, it waddles around like it's late for a very important meeting it doesn't actually want to attend. And let's not forget its snout. Long, slender, and oddly reminiscent of a vacuum cleaner hose, as if it's ready to clean up the forest floor, one ant at a time. But the echidna's weirdness doesn't stop at its looks. Oh no, this creature is full of surprises. It's one of only 2 mammals that lay eggs, the other being its equally bizarre cousin, the platypus, because apparently giving birth the normal way was too mainstream. And when it comes to eating, it slurps up ants and termites with a sticky, whip-like tongue that's longer than its entire body. Who needs elegance when you have efficiency, right? Mysterious? Absolutely. The echidna seems to exist in its own little world, unfazed by how utterly strange it appears to the rest of us. It's a walking contradiction, part hedgehog, part anteater, and 100% weird. But hey, in a world full of ordinary, the echidna is a glorious reminder that nature has a sense of humor. Armadillo girdled lizard. The armadillo girdled lizard is a spiky little marvel straight out of a fantasy tale. Native to South Africa's arid regions, this lizard looks like it's wearing medieval armor, with tough, overlapping scales that scream, "Try me," to predators. But it's pièce de résistance. When threatened, it rolls into a ball and bites its tail, transforming into a living, scaly donut, an uncanny resemblance to the mythical Ouroboros symbol. Social by nature, these lizards live in tight-knit groups, which is rare for reptiles. Their diet consists of termites and small invertebrates, making them efficient pest controllers. Unlike most lizards, females give birth to live young and even exhibit maternal behavior, a soft side beneath all that armor. Sadly, their unique appearance has made them targets for the exotic pet trade, while habitat loss looms as another threat. A true survivor, the armadillo girdled lizard is as tough as it is fascinating. Trilobite beetle. The trilobite beetle is a peculiar insect that seems to have stepped out of a prehistoric era, despite evolving long after trilobites went extinct. Found in the tropical forests of Southeast Asia and India, these beetles are named for their striking resemblance to their ancient namesakes, sporting armored bodies and helmet-like heads. What's truly bizarre is that only females possess this trilobite-like appearance, while males resemble ordinary beetles, small and unassuming, typically around 8 to 9 millimeters long. This extreme sexual dimorphism has baffled scientists for centuries, as males are rarely seen unless caught in the act of mating. Their mating ritual is equally peculiar. After a lengthy attachment lasting up to 5 hours, the male dies shortly after fulfilling his reproductive duties, followed by the female a week later after laying around 200 eggs. This odd life cycle raises questions about nature's priorities, leaving one to wonder if evolution has a sense of humor or merely a penchant for the dramatic. Draco volans. The Draco volans, commonly known as the flying dragon, is a remarkable lizard that captivates with its unique gliding abilities. Native to the tropical forests of Southeast Asia, this small reptile can reach lengths of up to 8.4 inches, including its tail. Its flattened body is supported by elongated ribs that extend a membrane known as the patagium, allowing it to glide gracefully between trees, covering distances of up to 60 meters. Males are adorned with a bright yellow dewlap, while females display a more subdued bluish hue. This dewlap not only aids in flight, but also serves as a display feature during territorial disputes. Dracos are primarily insectivorous and prefer to stay high in the canopy, descending only to lay eggs in small burrows. Despite their enchanting appearance and abilities, Draco volans remain relatively elusive, often blending seamlessly into their leafy surroundings. Their fascinating adaptations make them a standout example of evolution's creativity in the reptilian world. Saiga antelope. The Saiga antelope is one of nature's weirdest creations. It looks like it was designed by someone who couldn't decide between an antelope and an alien. The first thing you notice is its huge, droopy nose, which looks like a squished balloon. It's not just for show, though. This nose helps filter dust in the summer and warm, cold air in the winter. Practical? Yes. Strange? Absolutely. Its face is a mix of funny and fascinating. Its wide, bulging eyes give it a permanently surprised look, like it just saw something shocking. Its body is slim and graceful, but that nose and those eyes make it seem like it's wearing a costume. And don't forget the horns. Curved and ridged, they add a touch of elegance to its otherwise goofy appearance. The Saiga's story is just as odd as its looks. Once, millions of these antelopes roamed the steppes of Central Asia. Now, they're critically endangered because of hunting and habitat loss. It's like nature made this quirky, one-of-a-kind animal, and humans decided to ruin it. The Saiga is a reminder that the world is full of strange and wonderful creatures, if only we'd let them stick around. Dragonhead caterpillar. The dragonhead caterpillar is what happens when nature decides to create a tiny, walking dragon. Because why not? This little creature looks like it escaped from a fantasy novel, complete with a head that resembles a fearsome dragon, complete with horns and intricate patterns that scream, "Don't mess with me." Its body is a vibrant mix of green and yellow, with spikes and ridges that make it look like a miniature armored knight. But let's be real, it's less Game of Thrones and more trying too hard to look tough. What's truly bizarre is how this caterpillar pulls off its dragon-like appearance. Those horns aren't real weapons. They're just for show, a clever trick to scare off predators. It's like wearing a Halloween costume 24/7 and hoping no one calls your bluff. And the way it moves? Slow, deliberate, and oddly dramatic, as if it's rehearsing for its debut in a nature documentary. Doorhead ant. The doorhead ant is the kind of creature that makes you wonder if nature was just having a laugh. This ant doesn't just have a head, it has a door for a head. Yes, you heard that right. Its head is flat, wide, and shaped like a tiny shield, perfect for looking like it's ready to double as a manhole cover. But this isn't just some quirky fashion statement. It's a survival tool. When danger approaches, the doorhead ant uses its bizarre noggin to block the entrance to its nest, becoming a living, breathing door. Talk about job security. What's even more fascinating is that these ants are arboreal, meaning they live in trees. So while other ants are scurrying around on the ground, these guys are up in the canopy, living their best lives as both ants and architectural features. Their heads are so perfectly designed for their role that you'd think they hired an engineer. But no, this is just evolution showing off. Axolotl. The axolotl is the underwater equivalent of a mythical creature, part salamander, part Pokemon, and entirely bizarre. With its wide, cartoonish grin, feathery gills that fan out like a crown, and eyes that seem to stare straight into your soul, this little amphibian looks like it swam out of a fairy tale. Its pale pink or golden skin gives it an almost otherworldly glow, as if it's lit from within by some ancient, mystical energy. And let's not forget its perpetual baby face. Unlike most amphibians, the axolotl never really grows up, staying in its larval form its entire life. It's like nature hit the pause button and forgot to press play again. But don't let its cute, goofy appearance fool you. The axolotl is a master of regeneration, capable of regrowing entire limbs, parts of its heart, and even its brain. It's basically the Wolverine of the animal kingdom, minus the claws and the brooding attitude. Scientists are obsessed with it, and honestly, who can blame them? It's a walking or swimming scientific marvel. Basking shark. The basking shark is the ocean's gentle giant. If by gentle, you mean a creature that looks like it was designed by someone who thought, what if we made a whale, but weirder? This massive shark, second only to the whale shark in size, has a mouth so enormous it could double as a subway tunnel. When it opens its gaping jaws to filter feed on plankton, it looks less like a predator and more like a living, swimming cave. And yet, despite its intimidating size, it's about as dangerous as a vacuum cleaner, just one that's 30 feet long. But let's talk about its looks. The basking shark has a nose that's oddly pointy for something so large, giving it a slightly goofy profile. Its gill slits are so wide, they look like they were sliced open with a machete, and its tiny eyes seem almost apologetic, as if they know they're too small for its massive head. And then there's its habit of swimming with its mouth wide open, like it's perpetually shocked by the state of the ocean. The cursed lemur. The eye is the kind of creature that looks like it was dreamed up during a late-night brainstorming session between a mad scientist and a gothic artist, with its bulging, glowing eyes that seem to pierce through the darkness, bat-like ears that could probably pick up satellite signals, and a skeletal middle finger that's longer than its entire arm. This lemur is the definition of unsettlingly unique. It's as if nature said, let's make something so bizarre it'll haunt your dreams. That freakishly long finger isn't just for show, it's a tool. The eye uses it to tap on trees, listening for the echoes of grubs hiding inside, then fishes them out like a living, breathing Swiss Army knife. Efficient, sure. Creepy, absolutely. Its shaggy black fur and twitchy movements only add to its aura of otherworldly strangeness. Flying lemur. The colugo, also known as the flying lemur, though it neither flies nor is a lemur, is nature's attempt at creating a living kite. With its oversized, bat-like eyes and a face that looks like it's perpetually confused, this creature seems to have been pieced together from spare parts. Its most striking feature is the massive, stretchy membrane, or patagium, that connects its limbs and tail, turning it into a gliding marvel. When spread out, it looks like a furry, living blanket soaring through the treetops. Graceful, yet slightly ridiculous. Colugos are the ultimate tree dwellers, spending most of their lives clinging to trunks or gliding between them with an almost ghostly silence. Their large, reflective eyes give them an eerie, otherworldly glow at night, as if they're peering into another dimension. And let's not forget their teeth. Tiny, comb-like structures that look like they belong in a dental horror show. What are they even for? No one's entirely sure, but they add to the colugo's overall, what on earth is that? Vibe. Blobfish. The blobfish is the ocean's ultimate underachiever, a creature that looks like it gave up on life halfway through evolution. Found in the deep, dark depths of the ocean, this gelatinous blob has a face only a mother could love, or maybe not even her. With its droopy, saggy skin, beady eyes, and a nose that looks like it melted, the blobfish resembles a grumpy old man who's just been told bad news. But here's the kicker. It doesn't always look like this. In its natural habitat, under the crushing pressure of the deep sea, it's just a normal, unassuming fish. It's only when brought to the surface that it transforms into the world's ugliest animal, a title it wears with, well, no pride, because it's literally a blob. Proboscis monkey. The proboscis monkey is nature's way of asking, what if we gave a monkey a giant floppy nose and just rolled with it? This primate looks like it lost a bet with evolution, sporting a nose so large it could double as a snorkel. Some say it's for attracting mates or amplifying calls, because apparently subtlety is overrated. With its potbelly and reddish-brown fur, it's like a quirky uncle who never quite got the memo on fashion. Found only in Borneo, this monkey is as mysterious as it is bizarre. Is it a clown? A sage? Either way, it's unforgettable. Venezuelan poodle moth. Discovered in 2009, this creature looks like it escaped from a child's imagination, or maybe a sci-fi movie. With its fluffy, white fur, curled antennae, and beady black eyes, it's equal parts adorable and unsettling. Is it a moth? A tiny alien? A plush toy come to life? Nobody's quite sure, and that's part of its charm. Its bizarre appearance has sparked endless speculation. Some say it looks like a cross between a moth and a poodle, hence the name, while others insist it's proof that nature has a sense of humor. But here's the kicker. We know almost nothing about it. Its behavior, diet, and even its scientific classification remain a mystery. It's like the moth version of a celebrity who shows up, causes a stir, and then disappears without explanation. Gerenuk. The Gerenuk, also known as the giraffe gazelle, is nature's attempt at creating a Dr. Seuss character come to life. With its impossibly long neck and spindly legs, it looks like it was stretched in a cartoon and forgot to snap back. Its tiny head, topped with delicate curved horns, seems almost too small for its body, giving it an air of awkward elegance. And those ears, large, expressive, and constantly twitching, they look like they're eavesdropping on every conversation in the savannah. But the Gerenuk isn't just a quirky-looking herbivore, it's a master of adaptation. It stands on its hind legs like a ballerina, reaching for leaves high in the trees that other antelopes can only dream of. It's as if it's showing off, saying, "Oh, you can't reach this. Too bad for you." Mysterious and a little ridiculous, the Gerenuk is proof that nature has a sense of humor and a flair for the dramatic. Dumbo octopus. The Dumbo octopus is real, and it's weirdly majestic. Named after Disney's beloved elephant, this cephalopod sports two ear-like fins that flap gracefully as it glides through the abyss, looking like it's perpetually auditioning for a role in Finding Nemo 2. Its body, soft and gelatinous, resembles a squishy blob, but don't let that fool you. This creature is a master of the deep, thriving in crushing darkness where most life would crumble. Its large, expressive eyes give it an almost alien charm, as if it's silently judging humanity from 13,000 feet below. And those fins, they're not just adorable, they're functional, helping it fly through the water with an elegance that makes other octopuses look clumsy. But let's be honest, this octopus looks like it was designed by someone who couldn't decide between an elephant, a jellyfish, and a pillow. Mysterious, mesmerizing, and a little ridiculous, the Dumbo octopus is proof that the deep sea is full of surprises and a sense of humor. Blue dragon. The blue dragon is a tiny sea slug that looks like it was designed by a mad scientist with a love for neon colors and impractical shapes. With its silvery blue body, electric blue stripes, and feathery appendages, it's basically the underwater equivalent of a glittery, venomous peacock. But don't let its dazzling looks fool you. This creature is as dangerous as it is beautiful. It feeds on venomous jellyfish, stores their stinging cells in its own body, and then uses them as a weapon. Talk about recycling with a twist. Despite its delicate, almost ethereal appearance, the blue dragon is a master of survival. It floats upside down on the ocean's surface, blending into the water above and the sky below, a living optical illusion. It's like nature's way of saying, I can make something both stunning and deadly, just for fun. Mysterious, mesmerizing, and a little bit ridiculous, the blue dragon is proof that the ocean loves to keep us guessing. Tufted deer. The tufted deer is what happens when nature gets bored and starts experimenting. This elusive creature looks like it couldn't decide between being a deer, a vampire, or a punk rocker. With its dark, soulful eyes and a tuft of hair that screams, "Bad hair day," it's hard not to stare. But the real showstopper? Its fangs. Yes, fangs. This deer skipped the memo on herbivore stereotypes and went full Dracula, sporting a pair of sharp canines that make you wonder if it's secretly moonlighting as a creature of the night. Mysterious? Absolutely. Ridiculous? Maybe. Either way, it's unforgettable. Japanese spider crab. The Japanese spider crab is the ocean's answer to the question, what if a crab and a spider had a love child that decided to haunt the deep sea? With legs stretching up to 12 feet, it looks like a walking skyscraper, or maybe a misplaced prop from a sci-fi movie. Its spindly, armor-plated limbs and beady eyes give it an air of ancient menace, as if it's been lurking in the shadows since the dawn of time. And yet, for all its intimidating size, it moves with an eerie grace, like a ballet dancer who's lost its way. Mysterious? Absolutely. Over the top? Definitely. Nature's way of reminding us that the deep sea is full of surprises. Oh, absolutely. Goblin shark. The goblin shark is the ocean's version of a rejected sci-fi monster. Its bizarre looks are enough to make you question evolution's sense of humor. With its elongated, flattened snout and jaws that seem to detach like something out of a horror movie, this deep-sea oddity looks like it was designed by someone who'd never actually seen a shark. Its pale, pinkish skin gives it the vibe of a creature that's been lurking in the dark for too long, and those tiny, beady eyes. They practically scream, "I've seen things you wouldn't believe." But the real showstopper is its jaw mechanism. When it senses prey, its mouth shoots forward like a slingshot, snatching unsuspecting victims in a blink. It's like nature said, let's make a shark, but give it a built-in party trick. And yet, despite its terrifying appearance, the goblin shark is surprisingly elusive, rarely seen by humans. Maybe it's shy, or maybe it just knows how ridiculous it looks. Either way, this deep-sea enigma is a reminder that the ocean loves to keep us guessing. Giant clam. The giant clam is the ocean's version of a living treasure chest, if that chest had a bad sense of fashion. With its massive, ridged shell that looks like it was carved by a clumsy sculptor, this mollusk is the definition of quirky. Its fleshy mantle, often a garish mix of neon blues, greens, and purples, peeks out like it's trying too hard to be the life of the coral reef party. And let's not forget its mouth, a gaping slit that looks like it's permanently stuck in a state of shock or mid-yawn. But don't be fooled by its bizarre appearance. This clam is a master of disguise, blending into the reef while secretly hosting algae in a symbiotic relationship that's basically underwater farming. It's like the ocean's version of a hippie who grows its own food and never leaves home. Sure, it looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie, but the giant clam is a reminder that even the weirdest-looking creatures have their secrets and their charm. Just don't get too close, or it might slam its shell shut and give you a heart attack. Mysterious? Yes. Fashionable? Not so much. Flying fish. The flying fish is nature's way of saying, why walk when you can fly? Or in this case, why swim when you can soar? This bizarre creature looks like it couldn't decide whether it wanted to be a bird or a fish, so it settled on being both, badly. With its oversized, wing-like pectoral fins, it looks like it's wearing a pair of awkward, overgrown gloves. And let's not forget its torpedo-shaped body, which seems to scream, I was built for speed, but I got distracted and grew wings instead. When it launches itself out of the water, it's both impressive and slightly ridiculous, like a fish that's trying too hard to be special. Gliding above the waves, it looks like it's showing off, as if to say, look at me, I'm basically a seagull now. But let's be real, it's just a fish with a flair for the dramatic. Mysterious? Maybe. Overachiever? Definitely. That's all for today. Which one of these creatures was the different of all? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the collection, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to your top 10s for more amazing content. Thank you for watching.